Welcome back to episode 5 of Can Blue, a hockey podcast covering the New York Rangers and the Montreal Canadiens. I'm your host, Ben, on the Rangers side.
I'm Brendan on the Habs side.
And we're getting right into it. It's another, I guess it's week 2, really, of the season. Not much has changed from the Rangers' point of view. We're going to kind of jump right into it, I think, to the teams because not a lot has happened in a week in the NHL as a whole. There's some things
Except
team-specific.
for one big signing on our end.
There's team-specific stuff, but I'll just get into the Rangers news, things, rumors going around, and then game results. So one of the big kind of Elliot Friedman bombs that he dropped this week was teams are gaining interest in Rangers prospect Brendan Othmann.
Winger, right?
Winger doesn't really have a great path to the NHL with the current lineup. I think if the Rangers stink this year and then they kind of want to retool on the fly, he'd be a good guy to have. But for now, I think their idea and the ideal for them is to make the playoffs, go on a run. So if teams have a good interest in a player like Othmann, who's pretty much buried on the AHL right now, you kind of got to listen at this point. The thing is, like, what do you take for him? Because I don't think a team's going to give you an NHL level player if they give
Picks
you
at most.
and they're not going to give you a first-round pick at this point. The guy's not playing in the league. So I think second-round pick, you take it. I think if it's another, like absolutely you take it, second-round pick. That's pretty high value.
It is,
I don't know if you're going to actually get that. If you get anything as far as a center prospect, like an already drafted center, I think you could always use centers. Honestly, their defensive prospect pool outside of Morrow could kind of be built up and bolstered as well. So anything there, it kind of gets down to, like, if it's a third-round pick, I still think you take it. Fourth, it's like, wow, you've really diminished that asset.
Yeah.
I don't know but you got to remember a third-round pick last trade deadline got you Carson Soucy, who at first last year looked horrible, but this year, before he got injured, looked pretty good. So third-round picks can get you legitimate NHL players. So it might be something to think about. I think there was one other thing Rangers-related.
Perot coming up, or
No, there's no. I guess we could go into that. Basically, the Scott Morrow. I think last episode we talked about Connor Mackey.
Oh yes,
30 minutes before our pod last week, Connor Mackey got recalled, and it was because of cap reasons. They couldn't call anyone else up. But they've placed Vincent Trocheck on long-term IR, so he's out for
What happened?
Considerable amount of time. It says upper body injury, so like.
Did you see it in the game? Or
no, it was, which is even scarier because you can't really pinpoint when or what happened. So there's no really timetable for his return. Like, I don't think it's out indefinitely like a Barkov situation, but I think at least a month he's out. And then they've put Soucy on the IR, but that's retroactive to the game he got taken out, so he's out at least a week. So it's like he's kind of. I see the IR as like week to week, and the long-term IR is this could be a couple months or a month. And that's tough. That's definitely a hit. But in that time frame, Connor Mackey has now been sent down. Scott Morrow has been brought up, and he hasn't played yet. So I think the reason for him being called up was Borgen was considered day-to-day at practice at one point, and it seemed like the thing that Sullivan and the Rangers were going to do is if Borgen couldn't play, Morrow would slot in. But for now, Morrow's just kind of sitting on the as a scratch, as like the seventh defenseman, which is not what you want, obviously. So they've called him up. I think at some point they're going to have to get him in there, and they can't just use him as like a backup because right now if he's just sitting, it doesn't develop him at all. And the whole thing is like we need to develop our guys. So getting into the actual games of the week, very similar to I'll say the opening night Penguins game is we're just not going to talk about it anymore because it was such a disaster. After that, obviously the Buffalo game, we kind of pumped them. And since then, it's just been, for the most part, one-goal games where Rangers can't score. They're just getting shut out nonstop. So let me go through these 3 games of the week. Sunday night was the Capitals. They lost 1-0. So that was the biggest test, at least for me, because that's like a team that should be kind of battling for one of those top spots. And we didn't play horrible. So I'm like, okay, maybe the system that we're doing doesn't just work against the Penguins and the Sabres, but still can't score, so that's not great. So then
Caps weren't scoring that much either. It just came off one tip, just
Yeah.
like a weird fluke tip.
Yeah, and we totally outshot them. We made Charlie Lindgren look insane. I think
Yeah.
Lindgren he says at least that he plays with a chip on his shoulder because of how we shipped out Ryan, his brother. So
And also how, we shipped out him from the Canadians. So.
he's playing well. But so that sucks. I think Caps had like 17 to 20 shots. Rangers had over 25 shots and made Lindgren look great. And it was a 1-0 shutout. The next
I didn't know
game-
they were brothers, by the
Oh,
way.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
He's an
Wow.
older brother, I think, actually, too.
Cool.
Second game, Tuesday against the Oilers. It was a 2-0 loss, but it was a 1-0 game up until the last 2 minutes, and then they scored an empty net. So very similar to, I guess the first game at Pittsburgh, where Igor only lets up one. They let up a empty net goal late,
Yep.
but the Igor's
Goals
save
against,
percentage
save
and goals
percentage,
against is still super high,
Still,
and they just can't
yeah.
find. And that game, I was actually there. It just looked like the Rangers couldn't. They weren't releasing or executing on any of their shots. Sam Carrick had an insane game again. Your fourth line is continuously your best line out there, and Sullivan is trusting them late in games, which is good because you want a line like that in the playoffs, but it's bad that you have to. Like, they can't be the ones driving offense because they clearly
It's your
can't
fourth line.
finish. Yeah,
It's
exactly.
your fourth line.
So, still, like, everyone is echoing this message. It's, they're playing the right way. Goals are going to come. They're going to go in, but it just hasn't happened yet. And I just wonder when is the time where we're like, okay, something drastically needs to change because they set a record for getting shut out for the first 3 games on home ice. Like, never happened in the NHL. So, it's very troubling. And then their final game, they did get on the score sheet. They were away, though, at Toronto. Sorry we couldn't help you out there. I know it probably would have been great if we all could have ripped on Toronto. But
Yeah.
Rangers go down 1-0, kind of like middle of the game, early to middle. And then they're battling. Again, they look like the better team. They possess in the zone. Unlikely scorer, Juuso Parssinen, gets on the score sheet. And they carry it 1-1 into overtime, and then everyone's clowning Zibanejad. I think he fell down on a rush, and then they took it back. It was a 2-on-1.
Matthews scores it. Nylander Matthews.
Nylander's sick move around Fox, who's sliding, which I don't love the slide, but it works sometimes. To Matthews literally just standing still, tap in.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
I don't want to put too much credence into an overtime loss or Zibanejad missing a coverage or falling down. It's just 3-on-3. It's going to happen both ways. It's kind of like anyone's game. It's really exciting to watch, but I still think they played a solid game throughout the whole and
No,
dominated.
OT's different. There's something similar happened, and it just so happened it went our way.
Yeah.
But they could have. They could easily.
When
scored,
it's rushes back and forth,
Yeah.
it's literally okay, it kind of takes a little bit of puck luck, takes some skill.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
Rangers still just can't find the back of the net. So that's 3 games, 1-0, 2-0, 2-1 overtime loss. Their record goes to 2-3-1. And you have Shesterkin playing out of his mind. You have no one scoring. 1 goal for the week. That's kind of unheard of in the last 5 years for the Rangers. It always felt like they were a total shootout team where they could, when they were down, maybe not last year, but when they were down, you even 2 goals, you're like, they could score 3 in the third easy because they get a power play here. They get even a penalty kill they would score on in the last few years. So, but it's just not happening now, and that makes me think okay, clearly they need top end scoring. They don't have that in the market right now. You have a prospect like Perreault, who he just scored his first AHL goal. I know it's quicker than you probably would have wanted to call him up, but guess what? You kind of need him. Connor Sherry is in your top 6, which cool that he can fill in, and that's good to have as a backup, but it's not doing it.
Maybe not in the top 6.
It's not doing it.
Yeah.
It's so Sherry's giving me the same vibes as Jimmy Vesey. He could fill in. You'd rather play him as a winger on the 3rd or 4th line where he could be more effective and it's probably more of his role. But when you have an injury or something like that, he can fill in and he can skate and keep up with that top line. And I think something to call out for the Tuesday game against the Oilers, they were really trying to match up McDavid with Miller. So we had the last change. So JT Miller would be out there defensively against McDavid, and it worked great. They had a couple chances, but it didn't really ever turn against them. And I think that was the line that Sherry was on too. So I like Miller's game so far. and Sherry's been fine, but you need that scoring.
You
So
do.
the fact
do.
that, I mean, from the preseason game we saw and some of the other ones, I felt like Perreault scored almost every
He
game.
was a standout.
So
Yeah.
I think it's time. Maybe they let it kind of cook for the first 10 games of the season and then see what they have to do. But if they keep getting blanked and if they can't score at home,
Gotta make moves.
it seems like the natural progression is, all right, call up Perreault, get him in the top 6. You can work, since Trocheck's going to be out for a while, you can work with JT Miller and Zibanejad as your top 2 centers. You bump Sherry down, and then your 4 wingers in whatever configuration you want, Lafreniere, Cooley, Perreault, Panarin.
Yeah,
It seems
I think
like a much better top 6.
Yeah, it'd be fun too.
Yeah.
You need to inject a little bit of just fun or up and coming prospects.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully it would
it'll help.
Hopefully it would also, like, I don't know, pump up the squad a little bit. You have this
Yeah.
young kid who's like gearing to
Mentorship
go.
and you
Yeah.
want to show up for him
Yeah.
too, and I guess like other rookies like Laba as
Yeah.
well. You know.
I think, like, as far as the third line with Parson, and obviously he scored, but like you have Brodzinski shuffling in there, Laba's kind of stapled for now, and then Taylor Radish. They haven't been like standout great. They haven't been awful, so I guess that's probably a win. If you don't hear them being like letting up goal after goal, it's fine. Fourth line is still just, like I said, driving plays. They do the punt and hunt technique where they chuck it up and then go after the defenseman, and they drive the net hard and they get chances. But since they're the fourth line and they are slightly less skilled guys than, you know, the top elite scorers, maybe more than slightly, it's just it's great to see, but it's not going to be effective in producing points. And then for the D, really no critique. I mean, Matthew Robertson is been playing since Soucy's been out, and Sullivan has said he really likes the potential there and what he's seen from him.
Have you seen his play? Like, do you like it as well?
Yeah. So I mean, I keep trying to bring it back to this Oilers game since I was in the building, and you're witnessing one of the best players ever, McDavid, on the ice. Robertson was on the ice with McDavid. He didn't look like he didn't get dummied. He didn't look completely out of place. I'm sure there were plays where, you know, McDavid made good plays on him, but when he's out there and he seems to be playing more of like he slot in with Borgen, I believe, which is the second pairing. He didn't look out of place. So it's kind of been a long time coming.
Up.
Yeah, it's kind of been a long time coming for Robertson. I feel like I always considered him a lifelong AHL guy, and he could be a 7th defenseman, but Sullivan seems to have trust in him, and you never know. Like, sometimes you just get the right coach and the right player, and the system just works.
Timing.
So I don't know what that means for Scott Morrow. I think a lot of people, and the coach especially, are kind of sick of Euro Vakanainen's play. He's been like benched a bunch, and just like
I did not hear about this guy until he was traded to the Rangers.
True. I mean, same here. I do think, and maybe it was because of injury, but he was like the 2nd or 3rd Finnish defenseman on the Four Nations team last year.
Oh, wow.
A little,
okay.
But I think it was because Heiskanen was out, and they probably had other injuries on that front. So I don't know if I expect Vakanainen to make the Olympic team for Finland this year, but it seems like ice time's getting cut. Morrow's obviously called up. It seems like a matter of time for Morrow to kind of step in and take Vakanainen's place. And I mean, we're losing by 1 goal, so it's not like he's doing things that are clearly just like total horrible, but he's definitely been on the ice for at least 2 goals that I've seen that were kind of, one like hit a ref and another one was just like a bad, like not heads up play. But the trend that I'm seeing is, I feel like after the 10-game mark, Perreault might get called up and Vakanainen might be the 7th defenseman and allow Morrow to come in. Especially, like, you need to shake it up some way.
Yep.
Yeah. That's really the whole week for the Rangers. There's been 1 goal in a week. That's not good. Tonight, we're recording on Saturday because this guy's going to Quebec and going
to Montreal. Yeah.
And
they play each other tonight.
We do play tonight. So we're going to see. I told you earlier, it's either going to be a total shootout, like totally uncharacteristic, or again like a 1 or 2-0 game, and the Rangers.
No, I see it like how it went down last game between us last year, just like back and forth, both of us scoring, maybe OT.
It just hasn't. I mean,
but
it's so weird because it's not like Rangers only get a couple shots. They're dominating in the shots department. They're getting these chances that you're like, oh my god, how did that not go in?
It's puck luck.
They're hitting
at
posts
some point.
like crazy.
Yeah,
but like I feel like even in the past years, there's been times where Trocheck especially, he would just hit like 15 posts in the first 20 games, and you're like, at some point, it's not puck luck. You're just hitting the post. Like,
Right.
come on.
Right.
So we'll see. I'm excited for the game. We're gonna watch it at a local bar here,
And well, I mean, I guess we could bring up the bet, but I
Yeah.
think we're just gonna wear each other's.
we're gonna
other
get
side's
a
jerseys.
loser hat, I think, or
Yeah,
or
I'll try to
something
find a
like that.
loser hat in Montreal.
like
Yeah.
a toque, and he'll get a Canadians one. I have a couple Rangers ones, and we'll just wear it for the podcast and praise it and all that junk.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm not.
Maybe give some
the way-
compliments to
yes,
each other's teams.
Yes.
depending on who
Maybe we
wins.
have to break down each other's game for that game. So
Yeah,
like,
that'd be good. That'd be actually interesting.
So like switch roles a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Be interesting.
I actually kind of like that.
Yeah, good idea. Okay, that's all I have for the Rangers. They really need to score. Everyone who's a Rangers fan has been saying the same thing. They've been playing well. They can't score. It's got to change soon. That's
Tonight,
it.
because Monty's in.
We'll see. We'll see. I hope.
Not to hate on Monty, but we'll talk about him a little.
Yeah.
So yeah, our games before opening night, one of the biggest signings that you will see for the team, and it's been one of the big signings for, I don't know, I guess since Suzuki and Caulfield, those guys, but
Way
Lane
more
Hudson.
team friendly. Way more team
Lane
friendly.
Hudson, $8.85 million for 8 years. I know we're a little behind on that because I know a lot of people have already discussed this.
How the heck?
But
how?
I don't know how this is even possible because
Jackson Lacombe and Luke Hughes are paying more. Like,
Yeah.
how?
he wants to win.
He
wants to win. And as I said
That's crazy.
before to you, I cannot see us going to a Stanley Cup final without Lane Hudson. And he is the key, one of the keys, if not the best key player to make a run for the Cup. So our window has opened up officially, although it was opening up
You
already
have like
last
6
year.
guys signed through 2030, so that's 5 years.
Yep.
I think like to say that you're gonna make a deep cup run this year might be a little early, but like in the next year,
In
the
the
next 2 years,
next 2
3
years, yeah.
Yeah.
They're still young. There's still a lot to learn, especially for young Demidov and Kapanen, Oliver Kapanen, who's actually leading the rookies in scoring right now with 3 goals.
Calder?
Yeah, yeah.
Calder race?
So, yeah, I mean, as I said last podcast, I was saying give him like 11 million, and that may have been a little much, but
You're
like,
very
'cause
much a player's guy, which
yeah,
is great. But as
I-
a fan, you need to be like, oh my God, we just got our number 1 defenseman for the next 8 years, less than stupid Luke Hughes,
Yeah.
who's not even good.
Yeah.
So like,
it's absolutely insane, and
Yeah.
I just,
you should be pumped.
it's a testament of
That agent should be fired though. Like, what the heck are you doing? What are you doing?
He, I think a lot of the players are bought into the team, and they want to win. I think they want to win together, and taking a team-friendly contract was, in a way, easy to Lane's mind because, the guy just wants to play hockey.
Remember the reports though? They were like,
Yeah, they were all fake.
they came to him with a $9 million and he wanted more.
I never believed a second of that. I was
got
maybe
less.
I was a
What the
little
hell?
worried about, the numbers thrown out, but in terms of how they really are in terms of interacting with each other, whether it's Kent with his agent or Lane with us, I think the conversations were pretty okay for the most part. They weren't like bloodthirsty,
Well, so this actually
like some
ties
Toronto
in,
fans have
Yeah.
said.
This ties in, and I won't hijack it completely, but the Panarin conversation where, like, I think a couple weeks ago they said the team went to him trying to get him to sign an Anze Kopitar-like deal where, you're taking he's making 11 something now. They were probably pitched him around 8, and he said no. Is what it sounds like they're reporting. And people are taking that like, oh, he's not going to take a discount at all. Like Rangers are going to have to move on from him. I have it on very good authority. He's in town a lot, this guy, Panarin. His wife is in town, loves being in Connecticut, New York area. I really don't think he wants to go to another
He's
team.
established, yeah.
I'm very, very positive he does not want to go to another team. And just because he doesn't take $8 million doesn't mean he won't take 9 or 10
Right.
for the next 4 years, whatever the term is. Which, I mean, if he demands 12, you probably walk away, especially with the start he's having this year.
Dude, yeah,
But
I don't
is he
see
gonna
that.
demand 12?
know
I
if
don't
he's
see
gonna
that.
demand
Like
12.
he's
He's got to recognize his position. He's made a lot of money already.
I don't think he's.
You know?
I just don't. Like, the coffee shop that I always go to that are their buddies with him, they're like, I could honestly see if he has to move or tries to get traded to another team, he'll just go back to Russia, which is insane.
Yeah, that would. I mean,
But also that could also incentivize teams to be like, well, I'm not going to go for him. So
I actually
Rangers,
doubt.
you got
I
it.
don't know. You just said like his family's established, like, and that's how Jake Evans, I think, took less, is because I think he was having his first baby, his family being established. Like he likes it. He's a veteran on the team at this point. Might as well stay. You know.
Yeah.
Like moving and like
I think most guys
like a
feel
lot of
that way
stress.
unless you're in Buffalo.
that's true. Buffalo or
The other thing
Minnesota.
is like, yeah. Well, but the other thing
I
is
want Minnesota.
Panarin, like, fans are getting so on him so early this year. Like, he is. I know playoffs, he hasn't been like as lights out, but he has been your top offensive producer.
For 6
since we've gotten him.
Yeah,
He's
how
been
long
one
ago
of-
was that?
He's been one of the, if not the most productive forward that the Rangers have seen. Like,
Always. Oh yeah, like every year.
I think he has
Even last year.
I think he has like the franchise record for like points at home, too. Like
Wow.
he's like randomly you'll just see like, oh, the Rangers won 4-2. Okay, Panarin, I thought he played pretty well. He has like 3 points. You're like, what? That's insane. Like,
No,
he just,
so-
yeah.
Yeah, no, I think the spotlight goes to your big stars when there's, first of all, no scoring,
Well, of
and
course.
there's no depth scoring, and no secondary scoring. So it's like all the responsibility
Yeah.
goes to the first line.
Yeah. Or the first 2 lines, and they're not doing it.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue with your.
So yeah, Lane Hudson, and they got this deal done before the home opener. 8 years of Lane. I can't wait because this guy lives and breathes like hockey.
Yeah.
That's all he wants to do, and I think the incentive for him also in terms of the money side is like we're front loading it, so he gets 11 mil, like basically right when the season ends this year,
Nice.
just like up front. So
Dude, in 8 years, if that pans out the way you think it's going to, it's gonna look so good. He could get double his contract.
we have a
in 8
lot
years.
more room now to
Yeah.
hopefully re-sign Balduke and get Demidov a good contract, depending on how he plays this year. So this is amazing. I think we're gonna be a team that has probably top tier money to work with.
And you're the youngest team.
With the squad we have,
Yeah.
yeah. So, all we need now is center and goalie, and I think we'll make a deep run.
Fowler, a couple years.
Couple of years. But yeah, first game, opening night, great opening night, one of the best in a while. We did a little tribute to Ken Dryden.
Hats off.
May he rest in peace.
Hats off.
Winning 6 Stanley Cups with the Canadiens. And I think he's the only goalie, correct me if I'm wrong, but he played, he didn't play in the regular season, I forgot what year, but he played in the playoffs, and they won a cup. So,
Okay.
and then the next year, he won the Calder.
Oh,
So
that's
he won the
crazy.
cup before winning the
Oh my
Calder.
gosh. I guess.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, I doubt that would have happened
Yeah,
previously.
yeah.
That's
So 6 Stanley Cups, and dude only played I think only one season he didn't get a Stanley Cup. So
Wait, he only played 7 seasons?
yeah, because he wanted to pursue intellectual pursuits, so he became a lawyer in Toronto.
That's crazy.
Lived his rest of his life in Toronto.
What a wild
yeah,
life.
insane.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. And what was great is his old teammates were on the bench too.
Yeah.
So
They had a couple tear-jerking videos about just like him and what it meant to be a Hab and all that.
yeah,
So that's good.
even I didn't even get to see him play, and I was like, tearing up.
Yeah,
'Cause- well,
of course.
my parents got to see them when during those 1970s glory years for the Habs, the dynasty. But anyway, so this game is against Seattle. Pretty back and forth game. I mentioned Monty. I mean, we play a very fast game. From the get-go this season, we've been really fast. Passes are getting together, offensive zone, and just general time on the puck has increased. So, I mean, Monty did let in a couple weak ones, I believe. But defensively, we've been pretty solid. And Noah Dobson, he's not. I mean, he's not putting up points yet. I mean, like as the pace
Yeah.
of as expected from a 70-point scorer. Maybe he's not a 70-point scorer. If he's 40, 50, I'm happy with that because he's really solid defensively. And actually, there's one before. Actually, I'll get to that later. But first goal of the night, Demidov passes it to Newhook, who just
backdoor, right? Like really slick.
just like pretty much from the point he passes it, and Newhook just goes in, tips it in.
It was off the rush, I think,
Yeah.
right? So he went in and then he kind of quick stop turned. There was a video. I don't know if you sent me it or not, but it was Marty showing him exactly that play.
Yes,
He's done
yes,
that.
yeah.
Marty does that. Like
He did have a Caulfield, right?
yeah, it's like every player he has a specific like, oh, if you do this, it should work, and then it just works, and you're like, God, that's
I love
awesome.
it.
That's awesome.
I love it.
I love Marty.
And Marty got a great, huge standing ovation at the beginning of the ceremony, and that made me tear up because I'm like, I don't know, Marty is my favorite. Like, was my favorite player
dude,
when I was
Marty's
a kid.
awesome. Marty's
Like
awesome.
even when I was like a kid, like in elementary school, Marty St. Louis and Vincent Lecavalier were always like the guys in Tampa. I'm like, oh, those guys are awesome.
yeah.
Like
Hardworking.
it's and his story is also amazing.
Yeah.
So to have him as like a mentor and coach is fantastic. I guess Jaden Schwartz scores somewhere down the line, but Caulfield quickly gets us up 2-1. Just another snipe. There was a battle in the corner. Puck gets loose. He's just there alone. People need to cover Caulfield because he will score.
40
And
goals. Caulfield,
it's
goal
coming up
Caulfield?
because he has 5 right now, and I'll tell
Cole
you in the
Caulfield.
Nashville game he absolutely killed it. But I guess they leave him alone because it's just like, oh, he's small, you know,
Or maybe he's a little,
or maybe
little sneaky.
maybe a little sneaky.
Yeah.
They tie it again. There's a guy named Neiman. I don't even know. I think he actually is a Habs killer. He scored a couple of times on us
Really?
last year.
I've never heard of him.
So Noah Dobson it actually looks like pretty much in the same spot Demidov was passing. He shoots it, and it goes in. I thought it was Dobson's goal, but it actually goes off Doc's skate. So Doc gets
No kicking motion, right?
no kicking motion,
deflected.
just deflected off the skate right in front. And then Seattle scores 2 in a row.
So you're down now.
So down 4-3.
Gotcha.
And for some reason, I just in my mind, I'm like, okay, it's fine. But it used to not be like that. Because
More confident in the squad.
more
that's good.
confident when we're down, because telling you, when it was back in the day when we had like Patches and Desharnais as our like first line, we win because of Carey Price and when we're up first. When we're down, I remember, I feel it now. I just never had the feeling like we would come back. But with this squad, I have really high confidence in them coming back from a deficit, especially in the third
What
period.
about holding on to a lead?
Holding on to the lead, yeah, that's something we definitely need to work on.
You're more nervous? Okay, so
Yeah.
it's kind of fully swapped. Where
Fully swapped, but I think I prefer it this
it's because
way.
of the goalie, though, right? Like, if
Yeah.
you had Price, you're like, all right, he's going to make the big save. Now it's like, all right, if we're up 1, like,
But also-
Monty could let up a squeaker.
Like in Michel Terrien's system, and maybe Claude Julien's, when we had a lead, we played just to keep the lead
Instead of
Instead
winning
of-
the game.
instead of expanding on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So like, what if it was like 2-1? Like, okay, that's enough. Like,
Yeah.
let's just try to focus defensively.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Shut it down. Yes, but like here, it's the opposite, which I kind of like better, even though, like, yeah,
A little riskier, but
a little riskier, but I think they can. I think it's easier to learn to hold on to a lead
Yeah.
than the opposite.
Yeah.
So we're down 4-3. Jared McCann gets a snipe, glove side Monty, which has been weak this game.
let's get the note, Rangers fans.
Yeah,
Glove
exactly.
side.
And that's what I'm telling you. You guys are gonna maybe score a couple more than a
Not
couple.
the way
because
that they've been releasing the puck. It's like hold, shoot, and it's like, oh my god.
And there might be a fight or two tonight, or
We'll see.
with Jacka
We'll see.
and Rempe. But we go into power play. It expires. Still struggling there, but we still have possession. Demidov dangles in the middle, passes to Laine. Demidov goes to the slot. Laine passes it back, and then he outweights the goalie, backhands it for his first of the year.
Nice, Demi.
Tied it. I think it was 2-3 minutes to go. 4-4.
Big. That's big.
Huge goal. Love to see it from our up and coming star. And just really hype, especially because it's opening night. So it goes to OT. There's some back and forth. Not many chances given up, like sort of like odd man rushes.
Mm-hmm.
Not many shots in general until we get an ozone sort of face off. But St. Louis calls a timeout. I don't know if you saw this, but like they were scheming on the bench, and then St. Louis is like smiling.
Smart.
He's got the little smile on his face.
Yeah.
They got something cooking.
Yeah.
And then from what I've seen is I think would be a set play just based on how they executed that perfectly.
Try to explain it. What happened?
So
'Cause I didn't see it.
So basically,
Face-off draw, ozone.
you got
Who's taking the face-off?
So it's Suzuki, Caulfield, and Hudson.
So where's Hudson?
And
Top?
It's top, and it's contingent on a couple things. Well, one thing mainly, Sue's winning the face-offs.
Back, right?
Yeah, and what they do is, so Suze wins it, Lane has it, and then Suze and Caulfield start circling, trying to move the defensemen and draw guys.
Okay.
And then Caulfield comes, and Hudson's just doing his thing, but pretty much staying in the same area, but just cutting back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Caulfield coming around. Lane does a drop pass, and then even just at a small angle, there was still enough room for Caulfield to just slide in with uncontested or less room for contested, and just stipes it over duck cord.
Short side, right?
Short side over duck cord.
I did see that goal actually.
And I was like, whoa, that was like a piece of art. Like I've never seen such a set play executed so well.
Oh, yeah.
And you could tell it's a set play because they literally had something cooking.
Yeah.
To win an OT, and that was Caulfield's second of the game, third of the season at this point. Just great game in general. I mean, there was a little back and forth, which could be maybe prevented with maybe better defensively, maybe better goaltending, but it is what it is, and we came out on top in the end.
Yep.
Next game was Nashville, and the first half was really boring. I got no one was scoring,
0-0
not
first
many
half,
chances, 0-0. Stamkos then later scores on the power play, and then later Kapanen scores for his third of the year. I think it was on the power play, but just a really good effort out in front. Saros was really shutting the door on us, and Dobish was not being tested that much. I think we doubled their shots in the end. And then 6 minutes in the third, we got Perbix, former Tampa player, scores 6 minutes ago, and you're like, okay.
Great.
Great.
Perbix.
And maybe my confidence was a little less than the Seattle game, but I still
Pretty
watched.
late in the game, so it makes sense.
Sometimes at least 2 years ago, if it were me watching, I would have shut it off. Honestly, but not this time, because we pulled Dobish, and despite not having many shots, there was times where he definitely had a good save in, so he did his job. And we pull the goalie. We have a scramble out front. Nothing happens. We got people shooting and missing the net, and chances going from Demidov and Suzuki. And then Nashville clears it out to center ice, passes it to Marchessault at our blue line. Marchessault shoots it. Lane Hudson's there to block it, just perfect positioning, and then immediately just sends it out to Caulfield on the left wing, blue line, and he just snipes it. I just screamed so loud because I was not expecting. What? This is what
NHL.
This is like what happens
Chell.
in Chell. And this is 20 seconds to go, by the way. So he scores 20 seconds to go to tie it, to go to OT. Oh gosh, these two, Lane Hudson, Caulfield, there's something going. They're so good. But that Hail Mary pass from Lane, first the block and then the pass, I don't think anyone else could have done it.
They're kind of the most exciting team right now, I feel like.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
I mean, more exciting than the Rangers.
You gotta
scoring like that.
You got to bring up the young guys.
I agree.
But no one else other than Lane could have made that pass. Maybe
And the
Demidov.
block, too.
Maybe
Great
Demidov.
block, yeah.
Yeah. His positioning was perfect, and this is exactly what I mean about Lane Hudson. He does despite his smaller size, he still is a defenseman. He plays defensively.
Yeah.
Like he knows where to go and what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So Cole Caulfield though with the snipe, like just not even thinking about a pass, just like I got this, snipes it in.
Sick.
Insane.
Ties it up.
Ties it up. Go to
With 20,
OT.
yeah.
There's back and forth in OT. So there was Demidov had a pass to Suze. I mean, Suze is playing well this year, but he hasn't been able to bury one. And just right in the slot, Suze just hits the crossbar, and I'm like, oh. But the Demidov-Suze connection might be a thing in the future. And then another chance happens for us, but Nui just completely whiffs on the puck, so then there's a 2-on-0. Mm-hmm. Just Stamkos and Forsberg alone. Forsberg shoots it, and glove save Dobish. He comes out of the net like pretty much halfway through and tries to play it, but the ref called it down. That would have been hilarious if that was able to go through, because that would have led to a 2-on-1.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, big save by Dobish. Is
big
he stealing
save.
the net
He
from Monty?
He could get 30, 40 starts this year if he keeps on what he's doing.
Yeah.
It's going to be half for sure.
That's pretty sick.
For sure. So, and then it seems to be winding down, but we got one more rush, and then Caulfield to Suzuki out in front. Suzuki misses again, and he's getting so many chances not going. It goes around the corner, and then Mike Matheson actually fights and occupies 2 Nashville Predator players. Then somehow the puck escapes. Suze sneaks in there to pick up the puck after it sneaks out. So there's this one guy, Roman Yossi, out in front, like. He's
top defender, yeah.
He goes to Suze because, Suze is closest to the net, and, like, that's the only thing he can do. But Suze passes back to Caulfield, top left-hand corner.
With, like, a second to
with
go,
2 seconds to go.
Yeah.
Passes to Caulfield with the fake and the screen at the same time. Sick play. And Caulfield snipes it to win it again in OT. 5 goals for him.
Wow.
Just amazing. And the first thing he goes to celebrate, he goes right in the middle of the ice, points to Dobish and hugs Dobish first.
Wow.
Yeah. So the team is vibing, man. The team is vibing. Friendship-wise and chemistry-wise.
Yeah.
Coaching-wise, it's...
Well, I'm excited to see what happens tonight, because it seems like you have the power of friendship on your side.
We do.
The one thing I want to mention, this guy on Twitter had a big Rangers rant about how there's this boyfriend theory. And the whole boyfriend thing is like Zibanejad and Kreider were boyfriends, and now they're broken up. So Zibanejad's not playing well because Zibanejad doesn't have a boyfriend now. He needs to find one. It was going to be JT Miller, but since Trocheck got hurt, they're not on the same line, so they're not boyfriends.
Right.
And so, like, same thing with Panarin. He's had 2 boyfriends, Ryan Strome, which he got traded, and Trocheck. But Trocheck's hurt now, so now Panarin is boyfriendless.
And no boyfriend.
So the only boyfriends we have, and it used to be also like Lindgren and Fox were boyfriends, but now they're not. But now the only 2 boyfriends we have are Edstrom and Rempe, the 2 tall MFs on the
and
fourth
that's
line.
why the fourth line is doing
exactly.
well.
So they need to find some boyfriend chemistry. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think our old one
your whole
is
team
Suze.
is boyfriends.
Yeah. The OG was probably Suze and Koff, and then now you got Hudson in, and then you got now.
Oh, talk about you had some injuries, right?
Oh yes. So tonight, during this Predators game, Gouli takes I don't know if it's like a hit or the puck, but like it's definitely like from his leg. He's hunched over on the ice, slow to get up. So it turns out he's out 4 to 6 weeks.
That'll be tough.
That's tough, but I'm okay with it because Struble and Jack. First of all, Struble played an amazing game. He slotted in for Jack Eye for the Predators game. Amazing defensively. He is a good defenseman, probably the 6th defenseman or 7th on most teams. So he's solid. Jack Eye is the 7th defenseman, but pretty good to put in most nights too. So yeah, they'll be in indefinitely. We have Line A and Doc day-to-day. I don't know how they got injured, but, it's the usual suspects with us. It's pretty much Line A, Doc, or
do you think
Gouli
it's just like injured. They took a practice off, and they're going to play tonight, or are they?
They're not playing tonight.
They're definitely all out tonight.
They're definitely not in tonight. So we got Veleno and Beck playing, and so our third line is Bolduc Veleno, Beck. And
New
second,
hooks up on the second.
yes, it's basically those two lines play the same amount of minutes. So second,
For
third.
us, our third line has played the least amount of minutes, and the fourth line is actually.
What's
our
your third?
line. The Laba,
Okay.
Radish, Parson, and thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So those two lines, 2, 2, 3, play around the same minutes. It just, I guess, depends on who's on the ice, and like I think the third is more shut down.
Yeah.
Whereas the second is both a mix of shutdown and scoring potential with Demidov there, and speed with Newhook. So yeah, I'm not worried. It is unfortunate that Goulet is injured because he is a key guy. He's our defensive defenseman guy alongside Carrier on the squad. Goulet adds in a lot of toughness and a lot of heart too. Like, he'll stick up for his teammates. You feel confident when he's on the ice, basically.
Gotcha.
Block shots.
Like a Ryan Lindgren guy.
Yeah, he blocks shots, and he's on the PK. So big loss, but hopefully he gets a quick recovery so he comes back sooner rather than later. So
Cool. Well, I'm excited to see this team up close and personal tonight.
Yeah. Monty's in, and
I think Quick is in for us.
Okay.
We'll see, but
it should be a good matchup.
yeah,
I'm
excited. And we're gonna have we'll have some. Whoever loses, we'll have them do a full breakdown of the game and wear some paraphernalia of the other team.
Yeah.
And then I'm hoping that's you.
Yeah,
looking good
well,
in blue.
What can I say? I'm feeling very confident. I mean,
As you should. They got the power of friendship on their side, man.
yeah.
All right, that's our episode. Thank you so much for watching. We'll have the next episode might be a little delayed, but we'll have it at some point next week.
Yes.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone.